Hey guys, welcome back to Predatory Fins. Today we're not at Predatory Fins, we're one of the craziest fish tanks I ever seen in my life. We're here with our boy Jai from Send Our Stingray. Bro, when are you gonna start posting more videos?
I don't know. We're always out doing videos that we need to find time for my channel too. Right?
Guys, if this video gets a lot of likes, I'll make sure I'll force Jai to put down the chicken nuggets and start getting the camera back up. We're at I almost said Adam Sandler. We're at
Andrew.
We're at Andrew. It's just I love the guy,
yeah.
You know, Adam Sandler. So his name is in my head. We're gonna go in right now. He's gonna give us a tour of his tank. This is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, and most expensive home aquarium.
Yeah, aquarium.
And the amount of research and lab work and all the stuff that they're doing here is amazing because they can put the fish back if needed in the wild, which is not recommended, right? We're talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
But still, he could save, you know, a lot of species right here from his house, which is insane.
He's investing a lot of time and money into figuring out how to breed all these animals, so that way you don't have to go to the wild to try to get them. You can now man-make it and source it.
All right, so let's go inside, take a look at this amazing tank.
But
I can tell you're a little nervous.
No, I'm not nervous. What are we trying to do here? Do we want to get him into freshwater?
Oh, dude. Can you imagine if we can get him to freshwater?
Man, the monsters that he would buy, the
that
collection that he
but
would have.
But then he would want our fish.
Well, we'll figure out, but we got to try to convince him.
All right, so let's make sure that we're going to keep poking his button until we can get, like, no, not that button. We're going to keep poking his buttons trying to get him to freshwater.
Because it seems like he's all into that scenic reef, ocean beauty, but we want to see if we can sell him on the appeal of monsters, dude, whether it's saltwater or freshwater.
No other YouTuber came here and tried to tell him, hey, you should get a freshwater tank. Let's do it. All right. If we have power, we could do it today.
All right, and you guys in the comments below, you got to encourage him. Say, yeah, you got to do it. And maybe with the help of you guys, it can actually be reality.
I'm going to try to get him to get into predators, whether saltwater or freshwater.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's see how that goes. All right. Let's go in. Oh, he's right here already.
Hello,
Andrew.
How are you?
Nice
to meet you.
Right?
Pleasure.
Pleasure is all ours. Thank you for letting.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It's my buddy, Jai.
I've seen a lot of videos on your place. This is amazing.
John actually took me here one time and showed me the back.
Showed you around.
Oh my God! Just looking at it, it's like this is insane. How many gallons is it?
17,000 for the system, and there's probably another 15ish in the house too.
So you know how like a lot of wives ask us like, is my husband as crazy as you? Well, you just found a crazier one here because this is pretty insane. Let's take a look at it.
My wife must really be crazy.
Your wife or you?
For allowing it.
For allowing it. Yeah. Wow. So you can literally, you just sit there and enjoy the view. That's why you don't even have a TV out. It's over there. But
Right. We don't have it on much.
Nah. This is definitely pride and joy.
All Indo-Pacific fish and coral.
All Indo-Pacific fish and coral.
Basically from Hawaii to Australia and everywhere in between.
Imagine what we can do with this tank.
Now, I see something up here that I don't see it in the tank. How do you feel about getting into the monster predator scenario?
There's some people that have suggested trying a black tip or a couple of those leopard sharks in the sand. The black tips, I think they're going to be too quick for me.
Right,
they might knock coral down and whatever. The ones in the sand,
Maybe.
maybe.
All right.
That's part of the appeal, that aggression. That's what makes them
I know.
predatory.
I know,
you
but
what I mean? That's the
but
fun.
I got Nemo and Dory in here.
Yeah,
and
you
we
don't
got
want
this
to
is
lose them.
This is a real friendly house.
Well, maybe a different tank.
Oh, we can.
How about maybe a big freshwater monster tank?
Let's go look around the house.
All right, take a look
let's
around the
go.
house.
Sure.
So this is the main tank. What other tanks do you have?
Several in the back, grow out tanks and specialty tanks.
Okay.
One that's just clams, whole quarantine system. One that's got more soft coral and LPS as opposed to SPS. A couple of coral grow out systems and a big spot right here where we will build any day now a 900-gallon drop down, but it will try to do more motion LP, because the girls like, they like flowy stuff.
You gotta make the girls happy.
Gotta make the girls happy. So it will be more Gonapora and torches, I guess, and.
So this will be like a small display, and then it's like, oh, check what I have here, which is like, wow. And then you have the back, but where's the freshwater fish?
You ever give that any thought? I mean, like have both worlds, salt and fresh, in one house?
See the spot right here? This corner? We were thinking about doing one of those like half planted up top, half Amazon below.
Okay.
You know, with some nice Amazon, you know, wood and something like that.
So like discus, like
Discus,
colorful fish.
Yeah, maybe some neon tetras or what. But I'll take you upstairs. There's a tank that actually has RO water in it right now.
So you still debating or?
No, I don't think so. But it's the closest thing that you guys might try to convince me.
Okay.
Let's see if
Come
it's
on
big
up.
enough for him. We'll start him off with mini monsters and let them grow. As he gets attached to these animals, he's gonna go bigger.
Hi, Jonathan.
You hiding here?
Hi, Joe. Guys, come on in. You're looking at a 2,500 gallon tank that has been aquascaped 2/3 at least, and has no power really to it, and it's full of RO water. Fresh water, guys.
There's potential. This tank's got the length, got some depth to it.
That's 12 feet by 6 feet.
We can put some nice stingrays on the bottom here. Maybe some crazy arowanas on top. Dude, this is insane. 2,500 gallons on the second floor.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight.
You want to see how we do it?
Yeah, let's take a look.
One thing, when you have a 6 foot deep tank and you don't want to break your back aquascaping and placing corals, you need both ways access. You know, I think this comes down on a
Oh, okay, nice.
rope strap system.
Almost a garage door.
A garage door.
Now you can do stuff from the front.
Correct.
So this looks like a fiberglass tank with a front viewing window.
Fiberglass tank with a star-fired front glass window. Yes.
Okay.
Where's the stand for the? Oh, here.
And these stairs take you right down to the lab.
Or this is the top side of the tank.
Yep.
This is really nice.
Yeah. We're gonna enjoy this one.
So maybe we can convince you, huh? There's not really salt water in there yet.
No, there's not.
You know how like drug dealers give him a little taste by giving a free nickel bag? We're gonna give him a little something to get him.
I'll
hooked.
tell you that. I'll tell you this: if get more views with fresh water.
Hey John, you get him hooked up with some freshwater fish.
Yeah, you mind?
I mean, think about it. He's got a lot of like salt water already, you know.
He's got to scratch a different itch.
Yeah, but I mean, he's talked about discus, but not predatory stuff.
No, I think we can convince him to the predatory. Maybe like
Why don't you sell him your zebra shark?
which ones?
The one you got from me. I know you hatched one, but why don't you sell him the big one?
No, okay, no, that's your department. I want to do freshwater. Let's convince him to get some crazy freshwater fish.
Yeah, like what?
Stingrays on the bottom, maybe some crazy arowanas on top. Like we can still find like spotted silver arowanas that are super rare, right? I
Like
think-
rare high-end freshwater stuff.
Some of that gold stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
Platinum.
Exotics.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, he's talking about getting
One of
views
those
too.
crazy datnoids, right?
Yeah.
There
One
you
of those
go.
red datnoids.
So, what do you think?
I mean,
We can
I think
convince
you
him.
could try to sell it to him. He's got a very big saltwater tank. He
I
doesn't
mean,
have a
you have
freshwater
some
tank.
sway over him, so you know, just put in a word. You know, plant the seed. You know.
He talks about a planted tank every now and then, so I mean, it's not that far off.
No, it's there. His tank is big enough that like he can put some really cool stuff in here,
Yeah, I mean,
and it'll be different than the salt that he has.
yeah, a whole different aspect. 20 years with him, and it'll be the first freshwater tank.
Or
20
maybe
years.
we take baby steps. You've been listening the whole time. Okay.
You know, big triggers and mini addicts groupers. I happen to love tanks like that.
So maybe we can show you some stuff. I mean, John can help us source some stuff out, and then I think you might be okay switching over.
Okay.
That sounded a little nervous. Like I want to kill you. Like you keep on talking about it. And then you guys can come to the shop and you
Definitely
can
doing that.
take a look.
Yep.
All right, let's take a look at the behind the scenes over there with all the filtration and the quarantine tanks.
I want to see the lab. I want to see the behind the scenes stuff. Let's go.
Welcome to Polo Lab.
So this
Let's have a really bad.
So this is like basically what, like the lab where the fish comes in,
Yeah.
Water testing.
This is what it used to look like.
all the time. See, I remember seeing that.
We made a lot of improvements, a lot of strides.
Yeah.
Boxed out ceilings. We changed the floors twice. Because once we did the floors, we realized we wanted to make a display tank in here and then have 6 research tanks
Nice.
for the hobby, so we can research things. People want us to test medicines and all sorts of shit. And then we realized we needed.
So this is actually hollow.
It was hollow.
This is hollow, but the
here,
pipes in
this
the
was
tank
the
are under
tunnel.
here. Yeah, this is
So
like
we had
a
to
5 foot
rebar-
by 3 foot
We had to
trench.
take tiled the floor, and then we had to take it up in order to put cement and rebar in. The 2x4s were still here. These 4 quarantine tanks in the wall, they're only 2 weeks old. They just came in.
So basically, let's say you're buying a fish. This is where the fish goes for how long?
No.
No, this is not
This
the
is
corn.
maybe
like,
where
this
the
is
coral.
like research.
The coral will go here. The coral would go in one of these 4 places, probably first,
And
to hold them. And then we would make a decision whether or not they're dipped enough, they're sterile enough to either go into one of these 2 systems, a 3rd system in the back, or the main system.
So, for example, the reason why they have to do that is because if you get a coral,
Pests on corals
and then
are just,
the whole thing can just wipe out, right?
trust me, we're going through
So this is layer.
flatworms right now in our main display. And we go in there and blow the corals out once a week. So we get the adult flatworms in the water column so that the fish eat them. And we're beating them because now we don't really find them as much. We do find some eggs occasionally. We're actually thinking about dropping the temperature to 75. It takes the egg hatch to 60 days from 22 and gives us a better chance to even go blow even more.
So you see, even with all this care, everything,
Something
that's why
gets
quarantine
through.
is so important, yeah. Even doing all this, still something gets through. That's why quarantine is so important.
Yeah.
No matter what tank you have, whether it's freshwater, saltwater, corals, it's one of them. I'd say quarantine is just as important as filtration.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
this is not just one level of quarantine. This is multiple levels of quarantine
Multiple levels.
from coming into here,
Correct.
then going into a mini reef system,
Right.
and then if it passes all the levels of
Correct.
security,
Correct.
then it makes it to the main tank.
Correct. This is my skimmer and reactor room. Those are 2 big skimmers. We're actually not running one on purpose right now.
You can hide a body in there.
It's like a missile silo.
We were having issues with gases built up in the water. We were having our TPG above the EPA limit, so we were having some fish with embolisms from the nitrogen, oxygen mix, and it really was these pumps. And this thing crashes 50 feet down, right? And it really needs gas.
I got it.
And there wasn't enough degassing going on in that sump. We found that shutting at least one skimmer off and running one a little hot instead of 2 mediums, that the pressure going down, we can manage the TPG closer to the 103, 104 standard. With them both on, I'm like 106.
It's basically like a lot of fine micro bubbles in the water.
You can
in
think of it
theory.
like that.
Yeah.
And then get sucked up right away by another pump and never a chance to degas.
Yep.
This is how we denitrify.
Has the little sulfur beads in there.
Yeah, they're up to about here. And then it goes into an aragonite chamber to fluff up the pH again. As a matter of fact, it's my calcium reactor too because it melts the aragonite.
Okay, perfect. Where's the UV lights?
Here.
You want to get a tan? Go lay in that pipe. You get a nice tan.
If you want to play horsey ride? You want to get under there and play horse? It's 10 bulbs, 400 watts a bulb.
And you change it once a year?
More often now. We're like on the 8-month program, 9-month program.
So this room right here is where, if you find a fish that you're looking for, he goes in this room first.
Yeah,
And you usually keep him here for how long?
30 days. 30 to 40.
Before he goes in
Before they
there.
go in there.
And it's just
Some
monitoring
of these
it, right?
fish are just here, like, because they have no home yet because the labs are getting done. Like, these are the these Narcosis angels. They're the only 2 in captivity in the world. They come from 600 feet down. No diver. One diver died to get them. And this pair I got in 2012. They were the size of my nail. And they've had a history. They've had the divorce. We had to separate them for a little bit. And then we took down these cubes, now moving around these tanks.
Right.
So there's some fish in here that are no meds. It's like Here's this one from the Coral Sea, $30,000 fish. I have one of 6, 2 of 6.
One of the really cool things that I can see is like, let's say, if he's saying this is the only ones in captivity, he can probably end up breeding them one day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's something so hard
I
to
can set
come
it
out.
up with the breeders.
Right.
We're looking to do that now.
So you can bring populations of fish back up right here.
It's the larvae and like getting them through.
Right.
It's not saltwater fish. Like they know how to get yellow tang larvae through now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they know how to get these. Like what the success rate would be.
Right. But at least you are the one that can help with something like that.
Yeah.
It's all in the trial and error experience,
Yeah,
and
of
you learn
course.
from it. Yeah.
John, look at this coral.
That's the holy grail in the house.
So
When I ask people, show me the holy grail coral, the real answer is that's it.
Well, there's the answer to the question earlier. That's the one you're running out of the house with.
So for example, just so people are
That's
home
the most
understand,
valuable coral.
how much is that coral?
It's 20 grand.
20 grand. And it looks like it's soft. It's not even a hard coral, it's like a soft moving coral.
Yeah.
But look at how many colors in one.
The whole rainbow.
Yeah. This is insane. Look, the whole colony. Look how bright green that little thing is.
Clams.
So look at this. Look at all the blue clams.
How did he get in here? Did you jump? There was just a yellow tang in here. Patty,
What's up?
how did this blue tang get in here?
What? No. I think it
you
might
check-
have jumped.
You think so, right?
Yeah.
Look at that one. See how they're open? And then they get their food and they close it. So that's pretty much what, like their mouth?
Yep.
So that one right now, his mouth is fully open. It's like Fei Jai was about to eat chicken nuggets. You know what I'm saying?
And then we have another grow out system, also attached to the main systems. All 3 of these are attached.
Okay. So all your corals, they'll come here and there, get quarantined for as long as it needs before going to the main.
And then, I might like a piece and just growing it out, but to put it in there, it does nothing.
Right.
Like, I won't be appreciated.
Right.
So here I can control the lights, you know?
Yeah. Do you have any piece of coral that's like hard to find in the wild that you can bring it back if you needed to?
I'm sure we can ask Joe.
So this is why this is so cool as well. Like he can help nature by
except
right here in his
You know what
house.
the problem is? The coral reefs that die, they don't want anything that's not virgin to that territory. So Florida, we couldn't help Florida. These are Indonesian corals and snails. They would contaminate the whole thing.
That's the same thing when we say that you don't release your fish back in the wild.
Right.
Like, a lot of times people are like, oh, you got the sharks, you know? Why not put them back in the wild? Because you can't. Once you put an animal in captivity, they can bring virus and other
Right.
problems to native fish. Same thing with corals that he's talking about right now.
Yeah.
So it's very important for you guys not to let your fish go. You know, you think you might be doing something good for it, but you might be doing something really bad for everyone else.
You're not benefiting the hobby. I mean, you'll be benefiting the hobby because you are taking the demand off the wild population out and helping the hobby grow in this respect by propagating them.
These are Genecanthus personatus. It's called the masked angel. The females stay black and white, and the males will turn orange. You start getting orange on the outside. In any event, they're Hawaiian endemic, deep water, closed off. The only way you get these is there was a breeder that had an illegal pair in Hawaii, and she had offspring every once in a while. They sell for $20,000 a piece.
So you wouldn't be able to find this fish anyway.
If you dove in Hawaii, you would.
But it's illegal to take them out.
Illegal.
This is awesome. Like, I'm happy to see this, but also happy to see that you can breed them and help the population back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're gonna go upstairs. These are actually reef safe angels, so they're gonna go upstairs up my big reef upstairs in my
So,
office.
what type of medicine do you guys use for the quarantine process?
All right, so it's a series of flow charts. Okay, the 2 killers. I mean, if you get velvet, in your tank, which is like odinium. It looks like ick, but you can lose your fish like overnight. The only thing that takes care of velvet and ick is copper. However, it doesn't work on uranemia, which is another wicked disease that can wipe out a whole bunch of fish, chromis, anthias. And the copper does not work fast enough on the velvet. There are certain fish that can't handle it, but my choice would be chloroquine phosphate.
Do you ever do like freshwater dips?
Yeah, but we do them when I suspect maybe a fluke on the eye or something like that. But before they go in and during the treatment, they're getting a 45-minute formalin bath.
Let me just cut real quick. I'm so in love with this guy.
Yeah, the black tank.
Look how cool that is.
It's a beautiful fish.
Super black is like Black Panther with a tiny white spot in the tail.
Now I gotta tell you, this tank had copper in it, and all of a sudden we saw dusting on him, and it should not have happened. We don't understand what happened.
Certain things is hard to understand. It happens to us at the shop too.
I mean,
You know,
the copper level should have never allowed that. So we literally changed all the water, all of it, down to here, and dosed it with chloroquine phosphate instead. And the dusting was gone in 3 days. And now we're finishing it up. We just did the last prazi, and we feed them in the food fenbendazole and metro.
So we use a lot of that same medicine for freshwater.
Yeah.
Same medicine. You have a team of people to help you remember all this because
Oh,
it's a lot.
Yelson's on vacation. He's my guy. These are some corals that came out of the system, bleached out. We try to patch them up, fix them up, let them rest in here. For some reason, this has been a very good rest system. We have the Australian peppermint shrimp that eats the flatworm eggs. They're in here. So as long as we're dipping the coral, if there's any eggs in here, they get eaten, and the system goes very clean with the flatworms.
Even the equipment to run just back here, it's like
There's less stuff that can get
a lot of money. Just
There's all
this
sorts
part.
of-
We're not even
yeah.
looking at everything else that way. Difference between freshwater and saltwater.
Just
I'm sensing a little resistance here. He's trying to pull us his
how
way.
many elements I'm controlling? Every single element in seawater. And we send water to the lab and dose elements separately.
I think this makes me want to stay freshwater.
So you gotta mix them up?
No, they go individually. So today, our sheet, where's that dosing schedule today? We're waiting for an ICP test back to confirm. Yeah, this is our dosing schedule. 100 mils of iron, 70 mils of manganese, 100 mils of cobalt, 60 mils of chromium, 70 zinc. Because the last time we took the ICP readings, this is what balanced out.
How often do you test the water and do these labs?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. And then you adjust it. as
So yeah,
necessary.
well, depending on how it comes back,
How it comes
they
back.
just add whatever chemicals.
Yeah, and we sometimes will send it to 2 different places, so I have, and I know that one comes back faster, so I can make a step in the right direction if I need it.
So there's definitely a lot of redundancies, safety protocols here.
Yeah.
It's well thought out.
It's probably like more professional than an actual aquarium.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
yeah,
way
they're
more
not-
than We've been to the back of the house of some big aquariums, and this is like light years ahead of what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
So you'll be able to see a lot of systems and valve.
It's like you're being inside an aquarium.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Gone. Crazy, right?
This is insane. It looks like an ocean.
All right, guys. So let's go feed this tank right now. Big Jai, no food for you. You get to sit there and watch.
I'm just taking a peek. What is it?
Look at this.
It's like a mix of krill and all different things. Chopped
Yeah,
up seafood,
definitely-
algae and stuff.
Definitely have his own chef for this. Some more? I just. can actually hear your mouth.
Yeah.
The amount of food, you can definitely tell these fish are being spoiled. They're being taken care of. They all look super healthy. Can you imagine though, like being a little fish and like, oh, I'm out of the ocean, and you come here like, oh, this is actually not bad at all.
It's like a luxury suite.
So maybe I should let you do the questions, dude, because you guys know each other for a long time, so you can pick his brain out.
All right. So cars are actually parked above our heads right now. Nope. So this is like a parking lot for us. And then this is the elevator we use to bring salt down. It's actually up right now, but I mean, just because, we bring in 50, it's like 3,000 pounds every 2 weeks of salt.
So a private elevator just for the aquarium.
Just for the salt.
Just for the salt.
That's to save his back.
Yeah, imagine carrying it down the stairs. So this is actually going to be 30 feet below outside ground level.
So we're going in the dungeon.
These are 10 horsepower each. This is running the closed loop on the tank. It draws water directly from the tank and then sends it up through the sand filter, chillers, heater, and back to the tank. We have chillers and heaters on the closed loop, so if something fails, we can run the tank standalone on that. If the closed loop fails, we have the heaters and chillers on the other system so that everything stays functional. We actually have to change this motor today. We're about to swap it out just for maintenance. So one's running, one's a spare. As they wear, we can cycle them on and off, or the computer can decide that the flow's decreased, we have to switch to the spare.
This is what, RO?
It's RO right now, but that's the sump for the 2500. We're just using it for water storage right now.
2500 all the way upstairs.
In the office, yep.
You have a pump that shoots all the way up.
Yeah, so we got, one's missing, but the pumps sit up there. They're gonna draw water from here and they send it up there.
Wow.
So you squeezed all the filtration of every single tank.
Yep.
All in here.
Yep. This is the trench that runs under the elevator, under the lab, all the way to the back of the tank, and also splits up behind the protein skimmers, which goes to the upstairs tank. So it was finding walls that we could hide stuff in.
Yep.
Oh, God.
To make it all the way upstairs while not taking space out of his house. Yeah, we have dehumidification just for down here, which are these units. And then I'll show you the sump for the big tank. This here is the sump for the 17,000. The sump is 12 feet long, 4 feet wide, and actually it's total 8 feet deep. It's actually buried in the ground. This has 3 10 horsepower pumps that supply water to the tank. 2 are running, one's a spare, and every 24 hours they cycle. One turns off and the next one turns on. But if there's an emergency, it'll pick whichever one is capable of running and ramp it up to full capacity.
And everything's pretty much made of fiberglass, so the evaporation
Yes,
is not
everything's
destroying
fiberglass and 316 stainless steel. This is just a pool filter just with some cartridge in it for some extra mechanical filtration. We change that twice a week. And then this section here is what's going to be ripped out and become the new degas tower.
Is that where the water falls down?
Yeah.
So you want to go up in there?
You hop up there, you can see. Yep. You can see the water coming down. That's dropping 50 to 60 feet from the tank at 500 gallons a minute. And this is the pipe coming from the protein skimmers, which is another 100 and somewhat gallons a minute.
It looks different than when we came here last time.
Yeah, it's always changing. Chillings here for the tank. For 2 of the chillers are here for the big tank. Each one's 5 horsepower, so there's 10 horsepower on this part. And on the closed loop, there's 2 5 horsepower chillers for the big tank. The big tank has a total of 20 horsepower worth of chiller.
Okay. Now I remember in like another video, I saw there was like an outdoor area that had filtration, or was that an older thing?
There's an outdoor area that has the generators. So that the house has its own electric service, and the fish tanks have their own electric service. And the house has its own generator, and the fish tanks have their own generator.
Oh, so that's all generators out there.
Yeah, it's all generator. And then there's also in his boiler room for the house, we put boilers in to heat the water for the fish tanks, and the water change water, which is blue and the blue and green pipes are actually the heating for the tank from the boilers, as opposed to using copper pipe down here where we're a road. This is a specialized plastic pipe.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Right now we're gonna go see the pond. So that's your koi pond.
My koi pond. And they just came from Florida and they are bumming about this cool weather right now. The truth of the matter is we're gonna heat this pond up, but the heat is not here yet. So they're in like 66 now, and you can tell they're not feeding as normally as aggressively.
Right.
Then we're gonna tent it. We're gonna greenhouse the pond.
Nice. So to trap the heat and keep
Trap
it-
the heat, yeah. These two ponds, that upper pond, we're still fixing. Come on, babies. The sun's shining.
It's hard for you guys to see, but these kois are actually pretty big.
Yeah.
They're not little kois.
He's one of the new ones. The concho, that one's one of the new ones. The black and white's a new one. Yeah. I think that gold one might be a new one.
This is a big boy right there.
Yeah, that is a big monster. That is a big boy.
Big girl, big something.
It's black and white, right? So what's under it? It's white with the silver scale.
Silver scale. That copper one's pretty cool too.
Yeah, down there.
Yeah.
Are we gonna monsterize this one too?
Oof, I don't know. Like, maybe throw a paddlefish in here or some diamond sturgeon.
Yeah. Do they do that in pond tank?
Yeah.
In-
And you know what? He said he's gonna tent it and heat it so we can do more with this pond.
Now you're getting in trouble now.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you get to see this video. Like I said before, follow their channel, Polar Reef, on YouTube, Instagram. You guys do Facebook as well?
Yeah. Polar Reef by Andrew Sandler is a public page, and there's a group also.
So it will help, and help do with what these guys are doing here as well. As far as freshwater tanks, we're trying to convince him. Maybe they'll come to the shop one day, see what we have there, and might fall in love with the freshwater fish too. Because like he said before, all fish are beautiful, not only fresh or salt. Right? Thank you for the hospitality.
I love planted tanks and that Amazon look. Really beautiful.
So he likes the beauty. He's kind of like you. You like the stingray, the beauties. I like the monsters. Maybe we can do something combined where you have the best of both worlds. But I just want to say on camera, thank you for the hospitality.
Oh, pleasure.
For the food,
Pleasure
for
having
everything.
you guys.
You guys are amazing, and I'll love to
Glad
come
to
back.
have you. We'll be at your shop soon.
Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll see you guys next time.
Take care, guys.
Bye, guys.